My name is Linda Tomlinson. I was born Linda Alexander and I came from Trinidad in 1957. And I'm a teacher and educationalist. And we came on a boat called the Venezuela. And we came via Italy, crossed over on a train to some part of France. Could have been Calais, I think. But we ended up in Southampton. And then we went from Southampton to Victoria. And to Acton, England, UK, yeah. I was only 4, but I've got a crazy memory. I can remember being on in the cabin somewhere with my brother, because it's my brother and I, and my mother, because my father was already here. And that's about it, really. But I remember being in Acton. I remember that bit. My father, I remember him sending me some toys from England. He sent me a doll, and when it arrived, it was broken. I remember that. It was a clay doll, and it was broken. I can remember that. But my father was here first, and then he sent for us a year later. Mm-hmm. And so above us was Jamaican families, Bajan families, and more Jamaican families. And eventually, we all moved out and went to live in different areas. So by 1966, we had moved into council accommodation for 6 months, and then my parents bought their own property in Hanwell. So consequently, we came from a very tight family network, and we were very Trinidadian. We had all the food and all the culture, and then all my mum's friends were from the Caribbean then, from Grenada. And then we met English people along the way who were very informative and helped my mother and father to move forward as well. So we were quite lucky. When I got married, we worked for a while at London Borough Camden, and then we both went to college. And in going to college, then you start meeting people in the area. And we were so close to Ladbroke Grove. And during the time we were at college, we met people who were doing things in the community. So we got involved. So we met Cecil Gutsmore. We met Roden Gordon. I didn't know Roden. I didn't know anything about the Mangrove 9 even then. So we met Roden. We found out that the 2 buildings that they had were given to the community by Vanessa Redgrave. So we had the BPIC, the Black People's Information Centre, and you met everybody there. And I can't even think of all the names. Colin Prescott, so many different people. Dacus Howe, the whole caboodle was there. Because my husband was trained to be a lawyer, we just knew everybody. And that's how we got into the Black Cultural Archives, got into ASER. And then I started to teach in Ladbroke Grove in Colville Primary School. And everybody was there. It was crazy. Met Bob Marley. Down the road, taught Bob Marley's son. It was just a cacophony of people and different cultures and different things going on. So you ended up knowing everybody. And then what had happened was there was that huge police presence. It was unbelievable. I think for every one black person, there must have been about 3 police. And I don't know how it started, but the bottles started to fly from all over the place. And we had to sort of run and get out of the way. It was crazy. So that was the riots there. I mean, it's a total reaction to all the oppression and the pressure on young people in the area, and also the lack of services and the poor education system. For the future, our hopes are that we have a more equitable society, a more equal society, a more fair society, and more access to the good things, and the understanding that that people came because they thought of this as a mother country, and they had really high expectations, and some of these expectations have still yet to be fulfilled. And then in terms of the Windrush, I would look back and say some of the stuff that was recommended through the Windrush inquiry needs to be implemented. So I think they need to look at reconciliation for the future, and they need to make inquiries into all the 3 recommendations. I can't remember exactly what they were, but I know the recommendations 3, 9, and 10, and put those into place. And I'm hoping for the future that Africa gets gets what it's due. Yeah, and that so that we can build a better future for our young people. So that's what I hope this will all do.